Morning San Antonio starts right now.
This Wednesday morning on GMSA, disturbing details of child abuse, neglect, and death.
I did notice there was a lot of aggression with her and the child. She would scream at him, talk to him very ugly.
We're going to tell you what a new affidavit is saying about the arrest of a local couple.
Plus, the Bexar County Sheriff's comments on an illegal dumping case that turned into a chase, shooting, and then a deadly crash.
And Sean Diddy Combs held without bail this morning. What a new indictment is saying about the charges against him, plus his first appearance inside a New York City courtroom. All right, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. We made it to Hump Day, September 18th. How you doing this morning, Jeff?
Hey, I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
We're about to start this week off, right? It's about to be a great day. Again, thanks so much for waking up with us. We got lots of people got out and looked at the lunar eclipse last night. So, Justin, you kind of talked about that a little bit. Apparently, we got lit up with pictures. Everybody was excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
They were. I mean, it was something, right? Because our forecast is, how shall I put this? A little boring, a little bland. Okay, so we need something to change up. Lunar eclipse, even though it was, just a very small sliver of the moon, still a lot of people took pictures. I'll show you one here in just a second. First, let's get you your forecast as you get out the door. If you're an early morning commuter, here you go. 81 degrees at 9 o'clock, 90 at noontime. We're up around 96 today. The problem with today's forecast, and I know I talk about this every day, but it's even more so today, is the heat index. Humidity levels are just a little bit higher today, and that's going to push heat indices just a little bit higher too. So I think we could be in the range of 101 to 104 for that feels like number later today. Let's go outside. The humidity is providing us with cloud cover this morning too. Mostly cloudy at the moment, at least over the airport. 79 there, 79 in New Braunfels, 78 in Converse. And humidity levels, yes, they are high with a southerly breeze now at about 9 miles per hour. There's one picture. This is out of Elmendorf. This was Michael sent this in. Partial lunar eclipse, a picture from Bronig Lake. Beautifully done. You can see just that little corner up there. There's not a corner, I guess, on the moon, right? But you get my drift here. A little edge of the moon taken out by the lunar eclipse. We'll show you some more pictures throughout the morning, talk a little bit more about it, but let's look at traffic now and see how things are going there. RJ?
All right, Justin, taking a look at your Wednesday morning traffic with your traffic authority, taking a look at some of our TransGuide traffic cameras. The 37 at Alamo Dome right there, the Tower of the Americas, part of the San Antonio skyline. Traffic looking pretty good. And the biggest thing that we're seeing right now in terms of traffic is we are still picking up all of that overnight construction. I know a lot of people probably get stuck in it overnight and maybe get sort of turned around every which way. Justin's just giving me a look right now. A lot of activity over on 1604 and I-10 on the far northwest side of town. Let's go and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez. He's back with us on this Wednesday morning in Drive Cam. Happy Hump Day, Alex. How you doing, my man?
Happy Hump Day, RJ. Good morning. Right now, traffic is looking very good right now. I just left the TV station. I'm on the south of downtown. This is going to be I-10 headed westbound towards I-37. Right now, no traffic issues that I'm seeing, but I will let you know if that changes, RJ.
All right, thank you very much, Alex. Good to see him back on the roads for us on this Wednesday morning. We'll continue to monitor and give you more updates as we get them. Jaffney?
Thank you, RJ. This morning, an illegal dumping case turned into a chase, shooting, and then a deadly crash. Now has a suspect in jail. The original altercation happened last Wednesday along Highway 181 just north of Elmendorf, but the arrest came just yesterday. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says that 39-year-old John Yeats and another person were caught illegally dumping trash at a car lot when employees approached them. Salazar says that one of the men pulled out a gun and the pair took off. 36-year-old Jorge Gomez, who was an employee at the lot, followed the two and fired shots at them. But for some reason, Gomez stopped chasing them, but then went off the road, crashed, and died at the scene.
Yes, we all have the right to defend ourselves and our property. But again, taking the law into your own hands, chasing somebody down and firing shots at them, certainly not the recommended course of conduct in a case like this.
Salazar says that Gomez did not have any gunshot wounds and they believe that he may have had a heart attack before crashing. Right now, Yeats is facing a charge of deadly conduct, but could face a legal dumping charge as the investigation moves forward. The driver involved here has not been named, but BCSO says that person has been questioned.
Well, this morning, this story is almost too horrible to believe. Disturbing details of child abuse, neglect, and death. And all of it is contained in the affidavits that led to the arrest of a local couple.
As Katrina Weber shows us, those arrests were more than a year in the making.
What looks like a somewhat upscale apartment was what sounds like a house of horrors for some children. Their parents, Lisa and Luis Olivo, have been arrested, accused of abusing and endangering their kids. An arrest affidavit says the 26-year-old mother failed to give her 20-month-old daughter seizure medication. That child died in March of last year. It says together she and her 41-year-old husband also put their 5-year-old son in danger. Luis Olivo is accused of holding the boy's head underwater until he couldn't breathe. And Lisa Olivo reportedly confessed to setting 2 fires in their home this past February, one in a closet where the boy slept.
I figured the first time, mistakes happen, maybe something went off, something on the stove, but then all of a sudden, 2 days later or a day later, the same things.
This neighbor who wanted to hide her identity remembers those fires. She also remembers the family who has since moved out.
I did notice there was a lot of aggression with her and the child. She would scream at him, talk to him very ugly.
There are 3 different affidavits in this case, all at least 8 pages long, and they read like a horror story. This one not only details the abuse and neglect, but says that Lisa Olivo did a Google search asking if suffocating a 5-year-old would show up on an autopsy. Records show that after the fires happened, that boy was put into foster care. The affidavit also mentions Lisa Olivo had a second child who died back in 2022, but it says an autopsy was never done to determine the cause of that child's death. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Vice President Harris and former President Trump both hit the campaign trail in important swing states with less than 7 weeks until Election Day. Harris talked about her plans for the economy in Philadelphia on Tuesday, saying that grocery prices are still too high while touting her plans for childcare and small businesses. The vice president also promised to restore the protections of Roe v. Wade. During an event in Michigan with Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Trump was also asked about the economy. He suggested that he would work to lower energy costs. And during that event, Sanders also talked about Harris not having children, saying that she doesn't have anything keeping her humble, quote.
This morning, Diddy Combs is being held without bail. That's after he was charged with sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy. A new indictment accuses Combs of running an enterprise that he engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, or kidnapping, arson, and other crimes. Federal prosecutors said that Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct from 2008 to now. Allegations mirror 11 civil complaints filed against him since 2023. Combs, wearing a black T-shirt and gray sweatpants, made his first appearance in a New York City federal courtroom on Tuesday. He pleaded not guilty.
He came here to turn himself in. Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
His lawyers also plan to appeal the bail ruling.
Well, it's already tough enough to win the Mega Millions, as many of us know, including this guy right here. And now those lottery tickets may look a little bit more expensive next year. The Texas Lottery Commission is proposing raising the price of those tickets from $2 to $5. It's a pretty good increase. Exactly. That's what I thought when I read this. So some other changes in the proposal include getting rid of the optional $1 Megaplier. Instead, that will be included in the $5 ticket. The rule changes are expected to take place in April of next year. The draft proposal was approved in August and now is in the 1-month public comment period, which ends next week. So all you got to do is head over to our story, KSAT.com, online, see how you can submit a public comment.
So inflation have made it to the lottery tickets, man. That's so, man. Well,
does it inflate your chances of winning?
I mean,
I guess if you're paying more, you should get more chances, right?
It probably makes the pot bigger, and I guess, whatever doesn't get spent in the lottery, it goes over to, I think it goes to like education.
Roads and things of that nature,
But still, come on now.
That's a pretty good jump.
It is.
$2 and $5, yeah.
All right, 5:09 right now. We're looking at 79 degrees outside.
Well, some fourth-generation San Antonio restaurant owners tell us that they feel incredibly blessed that they are here and are now such a great spot. We'll tell you about the location for Bobby's Kitchen that just opened.
Plus, Instagram adding new security features to keep teens away from harmful content, while some experts say that new measures still aren't good enough.
I still can't get over this lottery increase. As we take a look at live cam out there. Hey, hopefully you guys are starting your Wednesday off the right way. And if you're with us, then you're definitely starting off in a good way. Thanks again for hanging out with us. We're going to check in with Justin. And we just got a report of a potential incident on the roads on the east side. We'll be back in just a bit.
Good morning. Welcome back. It is 5:13 on our hump day. Now to Instagram. Social media giant has unveiled new features to protect teenagers who on average spend more than 3 hours per day on social media. But advocates say that the protections are too little too late. Teens who have already had Instagram accounts will automatically be enrolled in a so-called teen account, and anyone under 16 will need a parent's permission to change the settings. But what if the teenager lies about their age?
If a teen's on our platform, they see these protections coming in, they try to set up a new account, an adult account, we're going to ask them to verify their age. If they try to change their age to an adult age, we're going to ask them to verify their age.
Instagram parent company Meta confirms that it will not require teens to obtain parental permission to create an account. Some child safety advocates say the new features don't go far enough, though. They want federal legislation instead. But some experts warn that there will always be workarounds, so they still advise parents to monitor social accounts closely. You know, definitely that is very important, especially in today's world with all these scammers and people with super bad intentions online.
Cyberbullying, all of the above when it comes to social media. God, make sure to keep a check of your kids' stuff.
I would be so stressed out as a parent right now. But
yeah, I could imagine.
Safety features.
My social media is not good. I spend too much time on there.
5:14 right now, 79 degrees outside. Don't put your business out there.
No, I'm not trying to do that. All right, up next, a first look at the opening of a popular Southside restaurant that just relocated to the old Magnolia Pancake House location.
And now we're going to take a live look out. Drive cam, you see that car rolling. That is our boy Alex Gomez. Of course, he's going to have an update on what your commute looks like coming up after this.
Bobby's, I think, is best known for comfort food. Chicken fried steak, biscuits and gravy, meatloaf. We have we're bringing back fish. Liver and onions. Things that you would get at your grandma's house. What's more comforting than comfort food? We're ecstatic to be over here. Everything's made to order too. The chicken fried isn't made until you order it. Like your hamburger's made when you order it. We feel like incredibly blessed that we're here and that we're in such a great spot.
Well, if you're not hungry now.
Exactly.
Get hungry. Looks like a great breakfast spot.
Good stuff there. Yeah, good food, good eating. Always good food here in the city of San Antonio. Let's take a look at some TransGuide traffic cameras. 90, 1604, west side of town. Traffic looking pretty good out there. 37, Loop 410. Now, speaking of the southeast to east side, a couple of things let you know about Loop 410 at Eunice Drive. That's going to be the northbound lanes have a crash there. And also another crash, which is reporting a couple main lanes blocked now. Loop 410 northbound at Houston Street. And I believe Alex Gomez is headed in that direction. So let's go ahead and check in with Alex and see what is the latest. And he is actually there. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, here's what the scene looks like, RJ. Again, on the east side, 410 northbound, right at Houston Street. The report came out as a vehicle extraction. So you can see a number of first responders right here trying to get this individual out of that vehicle right here. So again, like you were mentioning, at first when I got here, the left lane was closed. It looks like they might be closing down the northbound lanes right now, so we might have to exit at Houston Street. So just be prepared for that. I'm going to stay on scene, but for now, it does look like they have blocked off 410 northbound at Houston. I'll see if they clear things up anytime soon, RJ.
All right, thank you very much, Alex. So obviously going to be a concern for our drivers there, and hopefully that those individuals involved in this crash end up being okay on this Wednesday morning. Everything else across the city is looking okay, guys. We will continue to check with Alex in just a bit.
All right, well, it is time for Just Ask Justin.
I like it.
Kind of sounds like the Jetsons theme song. I like it. Yes.
Justin Horn?
Yeah, that's well done. Okay, so today's question. As the crow flies, not driving, but as the crow flies, which two Texas cities are farthest apart? Is it Dalhart and Brownsville? Of course, Dalhart way up in the Panhandle. Brownsville, deep South Texas, or is it RJ's hometown of El Paso?
915.
And Texarkana, or is it El Paso and Beaumont?
Okay.
Or is it Dalhart and Beaumont?
Oh my goodness.
This is kind of a tough one because you have to look at a map to really get a good gauge.
Can I do that?
They're all very far apart. I'll tell you that. They're all.
Oh, I've done one of those drives. Yeah.
It's a full day's drive.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Quite honestly. But if you would like to weigh in, you have a guess here, you can go to ksat.com/poll, or you can scan that QR code and let us know what you think.
I do have a question. What, as the crow flies? I've never heard that.
I've never heard that
before.
either. I was like, that sounds very magical.
It just means a straight line.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
you're not driving, because if you
Just
drive,
ask
if you
Justin.
drove,
That's why
it
we
would
just
be,
asked
you'd be
Justin.
weaving around. But we're talking like a straight line. Okay.
Okay.
Look at Justin teaching us some poetry.
Okay. All right. Anyway. I thought that, okay, anyway. We'll see what our viewers think here in just a little bit. Let's look at the extremes from yesterday. So I'm going to take you out to California. Yesterday morning, it got down to 20 in Mammoth Lake, California. That was a cold spot in the country. And then yesterday afternoon, I told you it would happen. South Texas, Rio Grande Village, 105. Hottest place in the country. Now, it's not in our viewing area. It's down in the valley, but nonetheless. South Texas won, and we may do it again today. Temperatures in the mid-90s, and will probably be one of the hottest places in the country. There's an 85-degree difference between the high and the low yesterday, between Texas's extreme heat and California's cold up in the mountains there, at least. Our high temperatures today, 96 is where we end up. 96 in New Braunfels, 96 in Gonzales, 97 in Carrizo Springs. Now, it's a little deceiving because when you factor in the humidity, you get heat indices, I'd say anywhere from 101 to maybe 104 potentially later this afternoon. So know that it is going to be very, very hot when you factor in the humidity in many spots. And we've seen this the last couple of days. Today could be a little bit worse only because humidity levels are slightly elevated today. Today and tomorrow, I think they will be. And then humidity levels try to drop off some as we head into the weekend and next week. And that's going to be paired with some slightly lower temperatures too by early next week. So there's a little bit of good news in the extended forecast, I suppose. 79 right now, 79 in New Braunfels, 73 Boerne, 74 in Kerrville. And there are those dew points. Yesterday they were in the low 70s. This morning we've got mid 70s. So that's kind of the difference. You add a degree or two to that dew point and it makes it feel that much worse outside. So the futurecast, high pressure is still in control through, I'd say, the weekend, but then it finally kind of shifts off to the east and weakens a little bit. We start to get a little bit of troughing. Doesn't necessarily mean rain, but it does mean that we'll get some slightly cooler temperatures, as I mentioned. So 97 Thursday and Friday, 96 Saturday. But we're down to 94, and look at that, 93 on Monday and Tuesday. It's funny the things you hope for when you get in these heat waves. Just a few degrees, if it's baby steps.
Yes, I look at it like this. If we could get through what we've been through, 93 ain't nothing. You know, so.
It'll feel like a virtual cold front.
Right, we'll be fine.
Not too bad.
5:23 right now, 79 degrees outside.
All right, y'all, excited about this. San Antonio's very own El Azteca, Mario Barrios, is fighting coming up soon, and we now know when his next fight is going to take place, why he's excited about being part of this once-in-a-lifetime Netflix event. Welcome back. Well, there was not a lot of good news for UTSA up there in Austin, but the Roadrunners did rush for a season-high 128 yards against the #1 ranked Longhorns, led by Robert Henry Jr., who racked up 65 yards and UTSA's only touchdown of the night. The Roadrunners didn't have many wins in that 56-7 loss, but the defense did play okay. They had a couple of turnovers, an interception, and a fumble recovery. So the Roadrunners back at work this week, and after practice yesterday, quarterback Owen McCown talked about the team's improved rushing attack.
That's one of our cornerstones of our program, and to see flashes of that against a really good team after struggling, the first couple of weeks with the run game was really positive. Week 2, it was a lot more negative than positive, and I think this past week was a lot more positive than negative. And like I said, going against that opponent and what the results of week 2, all you can ask for is growth. So that was really good to see.
Well, UTSA is back home sweet home at the Dome this weekend, taking on a pretty good Houston Christian team that can definitely score some points. Kickoff at the Alamo Dome is set for 2:30. All right, and this is awesome here. San Antonio's very own Mario Barrios will be part of the highly anticipated boxing night with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Javni, I know you get ready for that one there.
Mike Tyson.
Nice. El Azteca Mario Barrios will defend his WBC welterweight title against Abel Ramos this November at AT&T Stadium. That will be Jerry World. The fight will stream exclusively on Netflix. It will be the undercard of the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. Barrios said that he's thrilled to be part of this once-in-a-lifetime streaming event and to fight in Texas and, of course, showcase the 2-1-0 San Antonio.
I'm so excited. I love seeing that. Anytime I see the locals get their shot, they work so hard to get to this point.
We got some good boxers in San Antonio, a good history of boxing here in this city. All right, time now, 5:28, 79 degrees outside.
All right, pagers used by the terrorist organization Hezbollah exploded at the same time yesterday in Lebanon and Syria. How the U.S. is responding to this apparent sophisticated remote attack.
And a man accused of causing a crash that killed an unborn baby is going to trial. What prosecutors are saying so far about this case this morning.
And we want to see your photos of last night's partial lunar eclipse. Please send them in, send us what you have right now at KSAT Connect, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get them on air at the 6.
This morning on GMSA, what is next for a local man accused of causing a crash that killed an unborn baby?
Plus, what the Texas Department of Public Safety wants drivers to know about keeping their passengers safe.
And the Fed is expected to reduce interest rates for the first time in about 4 years later this morning. What that means for your money and your bottom line.
Good morning and happy hump day. Right now it is 5:32. We got to get out to the roads right now because Alex is at a scene that was pretty serious.
Unfortunately, got a bit of a incident here on the east side of town. So this is going to be at 410 at East Houston Street on the east side of town. Looks like we have at least 2 main lanes blocked, and it looks like traffic is now being diverted off to the side right there. Again, east side of town, Loop 410, East Houston. Let's go ahead and go to Alex Gomez. He's in drive cam for us on this Wednesday morning. We know that it looked like there was a vehicle extraction taking place. Alex, what's the latest out there?
Yeah, that's exactly right, RJ. It came out as a vehicle extraction over here on the east side, and when I first arrived, they were using the jaws of life to get that individual out of this vehicle. But take a look at that vehicle. Lots of damage to it. They were able to get them removed, and they put them in the ambulance. That ambulance just took off right now with the lights on, so they're going to be going to a nearby hospital, but I can tell you right now, if I zoom out, 410 northbound is going to be closed as of right now. You can see traffic right here diverting onto Houston Street on the northbound side of 410. RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that information, Alex. And of course, we'll continue to gather more details and check back in with Alex here in just a bit. But again, 410 northbound at Houston Street, major accident. You just saw right there, traffic being diverted off the main highway.
Well, I tell you, Justin, he's been singing the same song on a different day. But I tell you what, there was something a little bit different happening last night. And a lot of people caught it on camera.
They did. We got a ton of pictures in on our KSAT Connect. And we actually have an article. You can go to KSAT.com and kind of flip through all the pictures. But this was one of them. This is sent in by Carlos of the partial lunar eclipse. And, as we said, it wasn't anything huge because it's just a small portion of the moon that was covered by the shadow. But cool nonetheless, right? Especially since there's nothing going on weather-wise. It's kind of cool to look at. And we appreciate all the pictures. You guys did a great job of snapping some photos of the event, and we appreciate it. Yes, if you want to check them out, go to KSAT.com, and we'll show some more throughout the morning as well. Our forecast today, 90 by noontime. We're up to 96 this afternoon, but as we've been saying, this is going to translate to a heat index probably 100 plus because there is so much humidity in the atmosphere today. That will lead to some clouds this morning and probably a few clouds this afternoon, but hot and humid, no doubt about it. This is the peak heat index, at least by one of our computer models, and this shows 101 to 102. I think it could be even a little hotter than that. Some places could drift up into that 103, 104 category later this afternoon. So yes, be so very careful. The heat is no joke, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. While inside the courtroom after 3 years, the man accused of causing a crash that killed an unborn baby is finally going to trial. Constantino Tristian Coronado is charged with manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and aggravated assault of a public servant. This case is linked to a crash that happened on the south side of town in San Antonio back in May of 2021. So the state argues that Coronado caused a crash on I-35 and South Zarzamora, and then while running from that crash scene is accused of hitting another car who stopped for an oncoming ambulance.
What happened is the force with which Mr. Coronado hit her while he is fleeing forced her across into oncoming traffic, and she was hit head on by an ambulance that was running code in the opposite direction.
Well, the woman driving that vehicle, April Levine, was 8 months pregnant and had a 1-year-old in the back seat. The woman, her child, and the paramedics all suffered injuries, but the woman's unborn son did not survive. As for the defense, they say that this is just a crash and not a crime. They say that Coronado was the one hit in the first crash and that he was trying to turn around to get back to the vehicle that struck him. Also, the defense said that Levine didn't pull to the side to let the ambulance go through and was in the middle of the fast lane. If convicted, Coronado is facing up to 20 years in prison.
Earlier this month, we told you about a crash where 6 children were ejected and sent to the hospital.
Yeah, it was a tough scene to see there. San Antonio police reporting that there were 7 children in that SUV in total and only 1 was wearing a seatbelt. Well, we checked with San Antonio police and 18 days later, no arrests have been made in this case.
Patty Santos is here right now. This week, the Texas Department of Public Safety asking drivers to think about their passengers' safety. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning. The state is asking parents, lead by example. If adults wear their seatbelts, guess what? Kids are going to mimic that and wear theirs.
Not wearing a seatbelt can be a deadly mistake. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for kids under the age of 13. In 2022, over 1,000 kids were killed in crashes. Here's how we protect them. Make sure the car seat fits properly. Don't buy used car seats that are expired or have been involved in crashes. A seatbelt has to fit properly across the child's abdominal area and along the neck. If you have a car seat that you no longer need and it's not expired, consider donating it. There are plenty of local nonprofits that will take them.
This is a life-saving thing that you can do to reach out to your community by offering your used car seat and bringing it into us. And what better way to say this is what I'm doing to prevent a horrific accident happening to a child. This is what you can do to help us by donating your used car seats.
The cost of car seats has skyrocketed in the last few years. Coming up in the next hour, you're going to hear why this recent accident involving 6 kids has prompted a demand for car seats.
All right, somehow a man is expected to be okay after being shot at almost, get this, a dozen times in downtown San Antonio. Happened just after 5 p.m. yesterday on South Bowie Street near River Center Mall. Officials say the 34-year-old man was shot possibly during a robbery. One of his injuries was to his head. He's expected to recover, though. So far, it's not clear if the man who was shot is a victim or a suspect.
All right, well, here's a very bizarre headline and story this morning, international story. Pagers used by hundreds of members of the militant group Hezbollah exploded simultaneously on Tuesday in Lebanon and Syria, killing at least 11 people and wounding several thousand others. Hezbollah and the Lebanese government blamed Israel for what appeared to be a sophisticated remote attack. An American official said that Israel briefed the U.S. after the conclusion of that operation, in which small amounts of explosives were in those pagers were detonated. Among those injured was Iran's ambassador to Lebanon. The mysterious explosions came amid rising tensions between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah.
It's a big day for the U.S. economy. The Federal Reserve is meeting and it's expected to reduce interest rates for the first time in about 4 years. The question is, though, by how much? Many analysts predict 1/4 percentage point, but some investors hope for half. The worry is that the Fed's effort to lower inflation could go too far and result in a recession. A strong economy correlates to a higher standard of living, so today's Fed meeting is high stakes for Americans. A more direct impact is the rate cuts make it less expensive to repay certain loans.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be paying attention to that when it comes to mortgages, credit card interest rates, a lot of things going on there.
Yep.
All right, y'all, 5:40 right now, 79 degrees outside.
Everybody can use some extra cash.
Oh, yeah.
So Sam's Club upping their game against Costco when it comes to minimum wage for its workers.
And get ready for another Buc-ee's, y'all, but not in Texas, while you'll have to travel a little bit further to take advantage of these beaver nuggets.
Taking a live look out at the city right now. Good morning, San Antonio. Again, we have so much more ahead, including an extraction event that's going on right now where Alex Gomez is on the roads trying to figure out how your commute is looking. We got that, plus more from Justin with these temperatures and what you need to know in your forecast coming up.
5:43 on your Wednesday morning. In your morning consumer headlines, Sam's Club is raising its minimum wage in an effort to catch up with its rival Costco. Sam's will increase pay to $16 an hour starting in November. That's a little bit up from $15 an hour, so $1, but every little it makes a difference here. Also, nearly 100,000 of its employees will get a 3 to 6% raise depending on their tenure. Sam's Club has been trying to keep its employees from going over to Costco, which pays minimum wage of $19.50 an hour.
All right, Buc-ee's fans, listen up. If you're traveling to Mississippi anytime soon, you'll soon find a piece of the Lone Star State there in the form of another Buc-ee's. The state of Mississippi is getting its very first Buc-ee's that is expected to open by the end of the year. Still under construction right now near the city of Gulfport. Of course, Buc-ee's was founded here in Texas back in 1982, and now it operates 48 stores in several other states, including Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida. And that was one of my favorite things, is going to a Buc-ee's. Anytime I had to go to Arkansas from Virginia, that Buc-ee's that I would always stop by reminded me of San Antonio.
Ooh,
and that would be my
nice.
memory time. I would always stop no matter what, me and Bo. But yeah, Buc-ee's, that has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. The beaver nuggets, the clean bathrooms, you can't go wrong.
Everything.
Always worth a stop there.
It is 5:45 right now. A little toasty this morning at 79 degrees.
All right, checking out Drive Cam right now because we have a major crash on the east side of town. We have got several main lanes blocked. This is going to be 410 north at Houston. We're going to check in with Alex, give you the very latest in Drive Cam, and also get an update on what our Wednesday weather is going to look like. We'll be right back.
Once in a lifetime is never enough.
Never enough.
For the ring finger,
For every finger.
for right now,
For the future.
for all the joy, the love, the warmth, the brilliance, for all that is beautiful in life. For all the precious moments, but anywhere, and everywhere. For all the right reasons.
Or just because.
Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. For all who love. Pandora, lab-grown diamonds.
Rise, 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 and thrive.
All right, 5:49 right now. We have got a big mess on the east side of town as we take a look at our TransGuide traffic cameras. It's going to be 410 north at East Houston Street. There was a report of a major accident there, and now we have reports of another accident, 410 at Rigsby Avenue. So that's going to be south of this incident right here. So let's go ahead and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez. He has been out at this scene for the past, I would say, about 20-25 minutes or so. Alex, what's the latest?
Yeah, you're right, RJ. 2 accident scenes on the same stretch of road. This one right here, this one's going to be the first scene, 410 northbound at Houston Street. Now, it does look like they opened up one of the lanes. You can see traffic getting by on that right side. So again, 410 northbound, it is improving right at Houston, but the other scene, 410 at Rigsby. If you're going to be on the east side, just know that there's going to be some pretty big delays over here.
Hey, Alex, do we know anything about the person in the vehicle? Are they okay? Did they get sent to the hospital? What happened?
They were sent to the hospital. When I first arrived, they were trying to get out, and we did have first responders using jaws of life to get them out. And it looks like they were transported to a nearby hospital. Unknown condition at this time, but I am about to talk to SAPD to get a little bit of a follow-up detail on their condition, Jaffney.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex, for that update out there in the east side of town. Again, at least a couple of crashes now. 410 at East Houston Street as we take a look at Alex out there, drive cam, and then now 410 at Rigsby. So expect some serious delays out there for our commuters on your Wednesday morning.
All right. Let's get over to Justin, who is like a crow who flies straight.
Always.
Did I say that right? The crow that flies straight?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
She's referring to our trivia question, which we'll get to coming up at 6 o'clock. Yes, as the crow flies.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, there it is. Rainfall potential across the state of Texas. There really isn't any. I wish I had better news here. This is over the next 7 days, and so you can kind of see where our ridge high pressure is right there, and that's where it's basically rain-free. So there will be some good thunderstorms today up across the northern plains. That's where rain will be plentiful, and then still on the east coast, we just can't seem to really get even by a shower or storm here in South Texas, and that's unfortunate. It's hot too. Temperatures in the upper 90s today and tomorrow and Friday. But we're worried about the heat index today and tomorrow because humidity levels are so high. So the heat index, this particular model puts it at 103. I'd say anywhere from 101 to 104 this afternoon. So that is pretty intense for mid-September. The average high, by the way, is 90, just to give you some perspective. So we are well above average. The good news, as you saw there at the end, temperatures do come down a little bit next week. So too does humidity. So that will help. Baby steps, but we're getting there. Outside right now, we can see the clouds and the humidity is thick. 79 at the airport, 79 New Braunfels, 79 in Converse. And when you have a southerly wind like this, 10 to 15 miles per hour, and you have humidity levels as high as they are, these numbers are not going to drop. Maybe a degree, but that's it. You remember Bernie and Kerrville were in the 60s yesterday. You can see the difference the humidity and that wind out of the south makes. Dew points in the mid-70s this morning, and this is higher than what they were yesterday. Also in the hill country yesterday, we had dew points in the 60s, down there in the 70s. So that is kind of the change to today's forecast. Very quickly, I want to take you out to the tropics. There is an area that we're watching here in the Caribbean, about a 20% chance. This is going to be down the line, though. There's nothing there yet. But the Hurricane Center thinks that it is worth watching, and we'll certainly keep tabs on it. We do have a couple models that want to develop something, take it into the Gulf of Mexico, not necessarily towards Texas, but we'll certainly keep eyes on that. Remnants of Gordon are out there too. That may redevelop, but that's a problem for just some buoys out in the ocean. Futurecast shows high pressure is in control, at least for a while. And then by early next week, it finally starts to scoot away. And we get a little bit of a trough over Texas. Doesn't necessarily mean a cold front, but it means some slightly cooler weather. So 97 Friday, 96 Saturday, but these temperatures start to come down. And I think by early next week, we're talking low 90s, just in time to welcome in fall.
Yay.
Hey, I always say, like, hey, you know what? Again, we are a glass half full kind of situation.
Yes, we are.
Always.
Glass half full of
Yes.
pumpkin spice latte while you're sitting in a pool. Let's go. Okay? Positives. 554 outside, 79 degrees outside.
Michael Jordan, y'all, his mansion in Highland Park in the state of Illinois. Well, it just sold. We're going to tell you for how much and all those amenities. Look at that you could find at the iconic home of his heiress.
Welcome back. Okay, NBA legend Michael Jordan's iconic Chicago area mansion just sold after being on the market for more than a decade. The more than 32,000 square foot home in Highland Park went for $14 million. I was expecting so much more, though.
Well, here's the thing. It actually was priced much higher than that. So the former Bulls superstar put the mansion up for sale in 2012 with an original asking price of $29 million.
that.
Yeah, so you taking a little bit of hit. It ain't gonna hurt, Michael
Yeah.
Jordan. This estate features 9 bedrooms and 15 and a half bathrooms.
Good Lord.
Gotta have a lot of bathrooms, I guess. Amenities also include a full-size basketball court and an infinity pool. I did some research on this. Apparently
Yeah.
it's $150,000 in property taxes alone.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, see, I watched the video that walked you through it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know who'll be able to buy this in like 2 seconds. Okay, so it's 5:58 right now. Still ahead, the DMV will be open on Saturdays for the rest of the month. We'll look at why and how that affects Texas drivers this fall.
And one more quick look here at Drive Cam. Again, major crash there on the east side of town. We're gonna get an update with Alex. This incident there, 410 at East Houston Street. And of course, top of 6 o'clock, check in with the man with the plan here, Justin Horn, for your Wednesday weather.